Okay, I'd like to officially welcome all of you to another one of our co-founder trainings. It is Monday. Thank God it's Monday. It is Monday. It's our Monday co-founder training on Monday, August 25th, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm back in the Philippines and want to thank my host again in Hungary, Maria. She was a terrific host, and I had a great time. A really great time in that was my very first visit to Europe, and won't be my last. It's definitely going to be definitely going to go back many, many times because it's such a wonderful place. Just all the history. You guys could tell by the pictures just how amazing the place is. And I hope you enjoyed those pictures on the Wall of Joy. Okay, everybody that's here right now is getting a reward for showing up. I've always said that there's three steps to success. The first step is to get up. You'd be surprised how many people have a hard time doing that. So get up, show up. Well, here's an opportunity to show up, come to our training, and also our opportunity calls that we do on Tuesdays. And then the final step of success is to step up. Okay. And you see a lot of fruit come out of that. So everyone that's joining us right now is going to enjoy receiving 0.0004 PML coin, which is roughly $50. When I did the calculation, roughly $55 actually, PML coin. It's a bit of an experiment. Currently, the price is 137,000, 200 roughly. So 137, 200 roughly. And the experiment is, well, if I give all of you money for coming to the training, will that make the price go up or will it make the price go down? Okay, obviously, if y'all
Oh,
turn right around and convert that to USDT, which you're allowed to do on PML coin, there's not really a penalty for doing that. But it would also show that you're not really interested in the group. You're more interested in your self-interests and that kind of thing. So we're really looking to build collaboration and cooperation here. And I'm going to be talking about that today. So what we do as individuals does matter. Doesn't matter in from what perspective you look at that. But we all have opportunities to choose on how we operate in the world that we live in. And I'm telling you right now that cooperation pays higher dividends than competition. Okay. And if we come together recognizing that we all have mutual needs and mutual opportunities, that that we can take those things and help each other, get higher than if we try to just beat out each other, right? If it's a fight to the last man standing, you're going to end up with the last man standing, right? But if you got a cooperation, that means all of us get a win, right? Isn't that a better idea?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yep.
hmm Very
Okay.
much so.
Yes, miss.
So let's see if the price will go up. That means some of you are going to have to buy, or hopefully all of you will buy something, $1, $5, something to just show that it's a great idea to pay you to come to training. Paid training, what a concept. How would you guys like to have paid training in pool
It's
funding?
amazing.
Love that idea.
Yes.
Love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's up to
People
you.
come now.
It's
Let's
it's
make
up
it happen.
it's up to you guys. It's up to the collective here. See, I'm going to run experiments and then I'm going to watch the results and I'm going to be paying close attention, okay, to the results. So, well, hello there. A little friend came to visit here. Say hi to everyone. Hello there.
Oh, hi.
Oh, how
Hello.
cute.
Hi.
Some a stray cat adopted me, and now that's one of her kittens came to visit me. So we welcome all,
Mm.
including the stray cats. These guys don't even have names. They hang around. Anyway, so let's see here. I do have quite a few things I want to talk about, but let's just stay on point with the idea of cooperation. So if you really come down to my thinking, okay, what the heck is going on in the brain of Ace Fletcher? Okay. What's going on there? My thinking is that we have a big opportunity to make the world a better place. Would you guys agree with that as a premise? It's a big opportunity.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah.
We can move the marker by miles, it's not just a few inches, that we're looking to move something. We've got an opportunity to move it miles. And as a result of that, I think that it's time for humanity to really come together. Okay. What do I mean by that? Well, as I examine humanity through the financial lens, much of my perspective comes from a financial perspective. Okay. When I use that perspective to view the world and humanity, it becomes very clear to me that the current system that the world operates under is a debt-based system. Okay. In other words, the wealthy are rewarded for how much debt they can manage. Okay. Now, it's very tricky business to manage debt. You can get into trouble managing debt. Am I right? There's risk involved, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh, yes, there is.
Absolutely.
And let's just say that the forces that are out there aren't necessarily friendly. Okay. So, if you're going to take risk, just realize you're dealing with forces that, may not be working with you to help you survive, certain risks. So to me, that's all backwards. To me, we're in bizarro world, upside down world. And to me, what we should be doing financially is building equity in ourselves, in our lives, in our families, and in our businesses, and whatever we choose to do with our time. Building equity. After all, what's the whole point of all the time we spend on things such as financial things? Why such a time-consuming effort being put out only to find ourselves in greater and greater debt? It's just bizarro to me. I don't know. Maybe some of you see it differently. But if we can get humanity to rally around the idea of building equity, and that each individual has value, intrinsic value, like gold has value, people have value, okay, real value, okay, and that if we mine that value and out comes equity, then we have something that can stand, that can long last. It can, it can be passed on from generation to generation. You guys like the way I'm talking here, what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying to you here about equity?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
But in Bizarro World, we're doing, if we're focused on equity, we're doing pretty much the opposite of what Bizarro World wants us to do. You know what I'm saying? So, we have to deal with the world that, is going to be in conflict with this idea of building equity. In other words, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be pitfalls and challenges to face if you're in the pursuit of building equity. Okay. But the rewards of building equity are gigantic. I mean, that's not even the right word. Is there a better word? What's bigger than gigantic? Give me a word bigger than something bigger than gigantic.
Enormous.
Enormous. Okay.
Colossal.
Colossal.
Astronomical.
All right. So you guys got some good words there. Listen, if we can...
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented. Okay.
So magnificent.
I love it. You guys are good at words. All right.
Humongous.
So if we can put our attention as a group of people together on the idea of building equity, then we're not just concerned about ourselves. We're actually concerned about the group. That make sense, guys?
Absolutely. Yes.
We want the group to succeed, right? We don't want a situation where, hey, I get to succeed in spite of the failure of the group, right? That's the winner take all approach. That's the last man standing gets it all kind of deal. And that concept to me, that's bizarro world. That doesn't even, add up to me into what something that makes sense. And yet we find ourselves in a situation today where we have economies running on debt greater than they can even keep up with the interest payments, i.e., look at the United States, for example. Okay. I mean, the GDP is less than the interest that we owe every year at this point. Okay. Well, how's that sustainable? Do you think that's sustainable, guys? Do you?
No. No.
What happens when it collapses?
Because they can print more money.
Yeah, okay. It's pretty scary when you think about potentially what could happen. Okay. And I won't go too deep in that dark direction, but just realize it's dark. Okay. But you and I, we can be the light to the world. We can say, you know what, there's a better way. There's a better way of looking at things, a better way of approaching the world. And it's all about helping one another, like our theme song talks about. Pull together and lift, okay? And rise together, right? That we're doing this together. That's it. That's it. Beautiful, right? So
Absolutely.
paid training, what a concept. Hey, maybe we can pull it off here, maybe not. I hope so. I'd love to pay you guys $50 every time you come. That'd be like $150 a week. That wouldn't be bad for paid training. I would include the opportunity calls as training. You know what I'm saying? I'd be happy to do that.
We'd be happy too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
We'd be very happy.
I'm not promising
Yeah,
it's
I
going to
agree
be
with that.
PML coin every time, but we're going to start the experiment with PML coin. PML
That's
coin is
600 a month.
most liquid. What's that?
That's
Yeah.
600 a month.
That's
So
600.
happy.
I mean, some people don't even get that much in Social Security checks, some of you. So, I'm telling you, it's crazy the world we're in. What I loved, I should say, one of the things that I loved, because there are so many things that I loved on my trip. One of the things I really loved on my trip was watching all the senior citizens walking around in Hungary. They looked well taken care of. I mean, it's a small country in a sense. I think it's got only 10 million population. So, it's not like they got, hundreds of millions of people to deal with. But, and it once was one of the greatest empires that ever was, by the way. You can tell that by the architecture. But, this country cares about the elderly, okay? Actually honors them, You get to a certain point and you don't have to pay for your train anymore. It's a free ride. Like public transportation becomes free for every person at a certain age, So and they looked like they were healthy. They were being taken care of in the sense of their health was being, I mean, in some ways I felt a bit out of place because I'm not exactly the thinnest version of myself. Not yet, but that's certainly become a goal since going there. But like looking at these people that are they've aged and they've aged well. They seem to be happy. There seemed to be quite a lot of contentment in that society, and it's like it made me wonder. It really made me wonder why. And I think I'd want to live in a world where globally the elderly were really taken care of really well. What do you guys think about that idea?
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that
Makes
sounds
a lot of
right.
sense.
That's a great idea.
I mean, why are we giving the older people who have supported generations before them, why are we making it so hard for them just to enjoy their so-called golden years? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, I mean, a lot of people get to their golden years and they're still looking for the gold. Like, where's the gold? They get there, they arrive, and they find out there's no the chest is empty of gold. So it's like, oh, geez, shouldn't be that way. So, yeah, I want us to leverage that. I want us to take the idea of mass cooperation, mass collaboration. I want us to take that idea to levels that's never been done before in human history. We can do it. We have financial incentives that we can offer by creating that. Massive ones, $1 million ones. Okay. We can put the gold back in the box where it belongs. Okay. And we should have access to that when we're ready to retire. Okay. There should be enough equity after a lifetime of work or a lifetime of existing, by the way, because I'm not sure that even work is the answer anymore. The world's changing so fast, you may not even be able to work, even if you're able and wanting to work. We might find ourselves in a world before too long where it doesn't make sense for human beings to work. Isn't that strange? But that's kind of where we're heading if you really examine what's going on. Well, what do we do about these people that need to work in order to have money? You know, they're so used to trading their time to get money, right? And that's what they do, put time and effort and energy and skill into something and you get money for it. But pretty soon that equation won't work out the way it has before. Okay? The world's changing.
Right.
So what do? Well, pool funding is that initiative. Okay? And alongside it is our PML coin, okay, where we're actually, demonstrating that, yes, you can use your cryptocurrency as collateral. We want that point to be crystal clear to our newest members. You can use your cryptocurrency as collateral. Say that with me, guys. You can use your cryptocurrency as collateral.
You can use your
You can use your
cryptocurrency as
cryptocurrency as
collateral.
collateral.
Okay. What if you didn't have to sell your coin out in order to get ahead? What if you could just use it as collateral and pay it back, and then keep the equity that's developed in the time while you were borrowing against it? Okay. Now we can't do this on a large scale yet, but we are starting on a micro level. That's why we call it PML, pool micro lending. Okay. Which is smaller than small. Micro means smaller than small, by the way. Okay. But at least we can demonstrate the concept and make it clear you can use crypto as collateral, because there are other platforms. If we play our cards right in the next 1 to 2 years, it's not going to take 10 to 20 years. The next 1 to 2 years, we play our cards right, our coins will have such great value in the crypto space, in the entire industry, if you will, of cryptocurrency. We can position ourselves as one of the greatest currencies that exist in the space, and therefore find all kinds of takers on the idea that we would like to use our coins as collateral, and maybe we want $1 million for this or $500,000 for that, and we have the coin to supply as collateral to do that. It is through cooperation. It is through collaboration. This is why we don't sell our pool funding coins. The people that do, they've experienced some hardships as a result of making sales during the months of April, May, June, July, and now August. Okay, so we don't want you to sell the pool funding coin. Okay, but we're moving into a two-tiered system where the old coin is going to be something that people will trade, and we'll have side by side Bizarro World with the world of building equity. Okay. So we'll let people that want to stick to the Bizarro World have that opportunity. They won't be co-founders, not even partners. No, instead they'll be among our members that are really the traders, holding on to old ideas like every man for himself, and winner takes all, and last man standing. Okay, fine. That's who. If you're going to stick with that thinking, then the old coins are going to be a good fit for you. Okay. The new coins, on the other hand, will be for those that are disciplined enough never to sell them, and we'll just have powerful pricing for our coins, and the equity will build strong and fast. Do you see how my brain works?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
I hope it's not only just making sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does.
But we have to demonstrate that we care about community. starting with our community. Okay. And then we can expand into any community after that and say, hey, we're here to support you too. Anything that's good and worthwhile, we want to support, you know. And why think small? Why not think big? Why not think that we can actually make a difference in the world? Why not think that we can change the world? Why not say that, hey, a group of people can have power to do good, right? We've seen how groups of people have the power to do bad. I'll just call it bad, right? We've seen how groups of people do that. Well, if groups of people can do bad, well, it's also groups of people can do good. Does that make sense, right? That you guys,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
can't we be that group that does good? You know,
We can.
that's it. That's it. We can, and we shall. And then, so maybe the paid training is going to make sense. More people will show up. More people will start to hear the voice. Okay. Some of you know what I'm talking about. The voice. How many of you find
Yeah.
yourself, in your day, maybe you're, I don't know, on your couch or you're driving your car or whatever, and all of a sudden Ace Fletcher's voice is ringing in your ear for some reason. Has that ever happened to any of you?
Yeah, it has
Once or
actually.
twice.
Yeah.
I always think about you, Ace.
Mm.
Now, I'm not trying to put myself up as something, prop myself up as something special, but I'm just trying to tell you there's a message, and it just happens to be carried on my voice. And the more you show up, the more that voice is going to be ringing in your ears. And it's not that you're learning like you go to school and you learn something. This is more like you're picking up on a vibration, right? Carried on a human voice. Okay, and when it becomes very familiar with you, that the voice becomes super familiar, then that vibration. Are you feeling my vibration? You feel it? Okay.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes, I feel it.
Frequency.
Does it feel good? Is it a good vibration? Does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel like you want to do something better?
Excited.
Excited?
Yeah.
You feel hope? Oh, that's a big one,
Yeah.
right? How many people live their life without hope? There's so many in this world who have lost hope. Okay. And maybe if they can hear the voice, that hope can come back for them.
Yeah.
Right? How powerful is that? So listen, guys, the training is more about just getting into that vibration. Okay, that space. It's taken me a long time to get to the vibration I'm at right now, guys. It's taken a lot of effort. It's taken millions of dollars, literally, for me to get to the vibration I'm at. Okay. I've paid the price to have the vibration. Okay. And I'm not saying it's the best vibration in the world. I'm just saying it's a pretty good one. Okay. It's pretty good. And it's going to get better. Okay. And then what the idea is that pretty soon you guys start to emulate, and then your voices start to carry, and each one in its own way, like harmony and melody, go together. You know what I'm saying? Musically.
Yep.
Right? And then people start hearing your voice. And we just have this choir of voices that are here to change the world, make it better. Because I'm done with Bizarro World. I don't like it. I don't want to leave here until Bizarro World's gone. Okay, I'd like to see us do something. We want to erase Bizarro World. And it's going to take a pretty large group. And I don't think small. I don't think in millions. I think in billions of people. Billions of people with a certain vibration. Billions of people understanding cooperation, collaboration is better than the last man standing. Okay? Better. And that there's no ego to serve here, but there's plenty of humanity to serve. And I'd rather serve humanity than ego. How about you guys?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yep.
I care about our species. I don't want the species to devolve into some, quasi mechanical electronic thing, which some intend to turn us into, They call it transhumanism, by the way. No, I'm not into the whole slavery idea. I'm into the freedom idea. Okay. That's the idea I support. Okay. So let's take seriously everything we have right now. We have got an opportunity where a person after a few short months could be, have a solid $1,500 a month coming in, through our PML, lending program. You know what I'm saying? We could use that as a foundation to really build the cash flow on the pool funding side of things. Okay. While the ever increasing value of our coins create that long-term wealth that we don't necessarily sell to extract from it, but later on we realize that as needed we may borrow against it from time to time to do certain projects or build our own dream. Each of you have a dream. Each of you are in a quest to enlarge that dream, to actually see how far you can stretch. What can your life become? Can it be more than just, a white picket fence around a yard? Can it be more than that? Can you have the ripples in a pond? Is it just a tiny pebble you're going to throw into the pond, or are you going to drop an asteroid in there and make some waves? Okay. What kind of life are you going to leave behind? It's your legacy. It's your life to leave behind. It's what you do. And, there's a big opportunity here to serve. There's a big opportunity to make the world a better place. Huge. It's not like the world has a need for a small improvement. Okay. We live in a world that improvement equals survival. We're at that stage that if we don't improve, we're not going to make it. And none of us will. We have to improve at this level. We're so down, we're so low right now that if we don't improve, we're gone. Okay. So there's a huge opportunity here to make a big change. And that change has got to start from within. Okay. Maybe you hear a voice, and then from there, it enters the heart, and in your heart, the magic happens. Okay. That's where all of a sudden your dreams come to life. All of a sudden you see your place within the bigger picture. Okay. That you're a contributor to goodness. You're a contributor to general happiness for the world. Okay. That you can bring to more joy to this world than misery. That's a choice. Okay. Every single action, every single thought has a conclusion. Are the conclusions dramatic? Are they, bringing other people down? Are they hurtful, or are they helpful? Are they uplifting? Are they, filled with good intention? So we have to be mindful of, who, what, and where we are and what we're doing, because the impact is real. It really is. It really is real. That's it. So I guess today I've been philosophical. Help me out, Hunter.
Philosophical.
That's the word. I don't know why I'm tongue twisted today on that word, but I am. So that's where I am, but I guess it might be the jet lag, it might be whatever. But today was less about reporting. But let me check one thing before I go into your questions. I'll give you guys a chance to chime in and ask and whatever. Let me just check one thing real quick. Okay. Let me just check on the website real quick. Refresh. Nope. Oh, we're so close, guys. I was hoping that before I finished the meeting today, and maybe it still could happen because the meeting ain't over, that I could demonstrate paying off the loans early. So these pay buttons are supposed to appear any minute now, okay, on the website. So that's how close we are to that aspect of the Pool Micro Lending website, being able to pay off loans. All right. I'll check it again in 10 minutes and see what happens, but we're making progress. Everything's moving forward. We've done an extension on verification. We've moved that to October 1st instead of September 1st. Like September 1st is like less than a week away. There's so many that are unverified. And once we actually draw a line, that's where we're done. We're at that point, you're either on this side or that side of the line. Okay. And so it matters. So people that want to have the 1-for-1, they got to be on the right side of the line. Okay. If you want one new coin for one old coin, got to be on the right side of the line. All right. Got to be verified for that to happen. So we've done an extension. Yeah, lots of progress being made there. Yeah, it may appear that the loans are backlogged, but not really. We're looking at about 250 open loans right now, but I always divide that by 4 because someone could come in and take 4 loans out in one whack. So I always divide that by 4. So that's, what, about 60 or 70, people could come in and, and clear up that, the open offers that are out there. And once we open up the line of credit, we might have the opposite problem. We might not have enough lenders. Okay. So we might have a surge of borrowers, right? Not enough lenders. Okay. That could happen. So it's a bit of a seesaw that we're on. Tips this way, tips that way, back and forth. We don't have enough lenders. Oh, now we don't have enough borrowers. Oh, just that's how it's going to be. Okay. It's not going to be the one way all the time. So that's just the nature of how things, things are cyclical. Just know that's how it's going to go. Right now, the complaint might be we don't have enough borrowers. 2 weeks from now, we might be complaining we don't have enough lenders. Okay. It could happen just like that. Now, that's it. I guess I'm done. I've said what I wanted to say. The jet lag is hitting hard, by the way. So the whole trip, I mean, it was fantastic, but it was overwhelming at the same time. All right. So I've got a heart from Atola. That's good. I've got a heart from Casey. All right. Anybody got a hand or want to unmute and ask a question? Hunter's throwing up mini hearts. We've got Janine. Is that how you pronounce your name? Are you from Sydney? Janine?
Yeah, I am. Yes, and you're pronouncing that correctly. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
And the card, yeah.
Right back
Thank you.
at
It's
you.
quite exciting actually, to help other people and communities. Sounds really good. Yeah.
How long have you been with us?
I think this would be my 5th or 6th day in, I believe.
Yeah,
So-
it's her 5th day. It's her
So
5th day.
Yeah, so Nahuya is my friend that brought me through.
Fantastic. All
Yeah.
right. Well, we're so happy you're with us. We're happy you're here, right?
Thank you so
Glad
much.
to have you here.
I'm feeling you,
And Aroha,
and it feels great. So,
Mahina
We're
Rangi.
glad
Thank you
you're
so
here.
much.
all right, super duper. All right, Nancy, give me a report. Did you get everybody's wallet address copied down?
Yeah, I copy all that, but I sent only 10 people for now on.
Oh, you're already
I
you're sending now. Okay. So
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah,
po,
I got
sir.
mine. I
Thank
got
you, sir.
mine. Thank you very
there's
much.
no stopping this
Thank
girl.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you, Sir
Guys.
Ace.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, hey,
Thank you very
maybe we
much.
come back tomorrow.
Thank you
if
very much,
we get a
sir.
decent price today on
Thank you, Sir
PMS.
Ace. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you.
Let's make that
We
price go up.
appreciate it very much.
You're welcome.
You're very generous of you, Rice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sir Ace.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I will always attend.
Okay.
That's a good reason to come, isn't it? Paid training. How about that? You know, on paper,
Ace,
guys,
I've got
I'm a
Maybe.
trillionaire. You know, do you guys realize on paper, I've got a wallet on this computer right here. Okay, there's my computer that I can press buttons on. I'm a trillionaire. Do you guys know that? You know, do you realize that?
I
And
thought you were.
yeah, so
Yeah,
why shouldn't I just share a little bit with you and see what happens? And give you, I can give you $50. No big deal to me. You know, what I'm concerned about is the community. If I give and it makes the community grow better and better and faster, I'm more inclined to give. Does that make sense, guys? So
yeah.
I care about the
Absolutely.
community, not about me. I care about the community. I want to make sure whatever I do has a positive impact. Okay.
we definitely need more people like you in this world, Ace.
Well, that's why you're here, to become one. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I'll try.
All right, good answer.
yeah, because we need more people like you that show up. Okay. That's it. All right. Because that's the second step to success. Okay.
Ace, Ace, I have an observation.
Sure. Go ahead there, Edmund.
This trip that you made to Hungary seems to have made an impression on you. I've noticed when you're doing this meeting tonight, I haven't heard you cough like you usually do. So somewhere along the line, this made you a little healthier.
Yeah. Well, Maria, God bless her. She's the epitome of health. You she rubs off. Okay. See, she's amazing. You know, I'm inspired by Maria. Yeah, definitely inspired. Thank you for that, Edmund. Yeah. Well, life is good. I got a lot of exercise. Let's put it that way. You know,
Maybe that was it.
it definitely helped. You know, but walking to the train station or walking to the bus stop, we took all kinds of public transportation. That Hungary's got every possible public transportation system known to man at this point. And I did most of it while I was there, but you had to walk there to get there, to where it was at. It's not that, get in the car in the garage and drive away somewhere. That's what I'm used to. You don't really have to walk that far to get to the garage, and you sit down in a car and you go somewhere and you get out and you walk into the lobby of the hotel. I mean, that's what I'm used to. No, actually I had to walk a couple of blocks here and a couple of blocks there, and it added up. Okay. I was telling Lisa that I found muscles in my legs I didn't know existed, so I discovered them on this trip.
Love that for you.
But it was and Maria's like, you gotta walk more, Ace. You're right, Maria. I do. We agree on that. All right, we've got a couple more hands up. We got Willie Dale. I think you had your hand up first. Go ahead, Willie. You can unmute. My buddy from Colorado. Hello, Willie Dale. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say that your trip really inspired me in many ways. One of the ways is you spoke about you described the buildings, the architecture, and I've been studying Tartaria, and that's the period where those buildings come from.
Before the mud flood.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And one of the members talked about what the changes he noticed in you, and I believe that coming in contact with those buildings are filled with frequencies, healing frequencies.
Yes.
And I think that explains why
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I can tell you it's all true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So your trip really inspired me. I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. There is not a forgotten history. There is a manipulated history, that we're dealing with.
Absolutely.
And if people
Yep.
don't have any idea what Tataria is, then you've been brainwashed to believe a certain history that's not true. The evidence is too obvious, you know.
It's everywhere.
So Google that, Tataria. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google Tataria. You know, I'm sure you figure out how to spell it.
They got buildings in Sydney and Australia that still replicate, like it's still, you can see it, the top of the buildings, they're still. So Tartarian is in regards to if you go backwards in time, free energy, and
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
out the gate.
Yeah.
Like the buildings, half of it's above, and the rest of it's like underneath the earth now because of what happened back in the days.
The mud flood, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you talked about the high ceilings
Yeah.
as if there were larger people.
Yeah.
And I think that's evidence that there were.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, their skeletal remains, you can't really deny that. I've seen pictures, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of them strangely have 6 fingers, you know, but, you know, anyway, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going down a rabbit hole really, but thanks for reminding me. And you're right. The energy is amazing. Like I can see myself spending a lot more time there, you know. It's a really great place. And I'm just like scratching my head, why did it take me so long to go to Europe, you know? And I always thought if I went to Europe, I'd end up a place like Paris, France, or you know, or the UK, or like England, or like Spain, or maybe Rome, or you know, Athens, you know, or you know, I always thought places like Greece, things like that, as like be my first destination. Hungary was not even in my radar, but I'm so glad Hungary was my first stop. You know.
Wow.
Because it was an eye opener, real big eye opener. Yeah. The biggest problem I could see there is that their societal problems must be just tucked under the carpet somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because it just wasn't very obvious and evident. You know, must be, you know, the people just seem very content and well taken care of. So the people rummaging around, you know, on public transit and whatnot, they all seem pretty, you know, they seem balanced, you know, like comfortable, like too comfortable, you know. So, like not easy to talk to you in the sense that, you know, how do you bring up, you know, that there's, you know, something to fix when, you know, from maybe their perspective, everything's just fine, you know. Just interesting that there's a spot like that, and you know, now I've got like a strong image from it. You know, well, this is what can be. Imagine that everywhere. You know, so yeah.
Wow.
So I think Casey, you had your hand up and you took your hand down. Did you put your hand back up? It was Casey, right? Did you have your hand up?
Me?
Wasn't you? Who was it? There was someone else that I got going on. You know, really triggered me because there's certain rabbit trails I like, and he mentioned the word Tataria. Boom, I was there. Okay, I know I forgot someone. If you had your hand up, put it back up, or go ahead and unmute. Nope. All right. Okay. So, yeah. Let's do this more. You know, I want to meet all of you, you know. So I won't have the luxury of meeting all of you one-on-one like I did with Maria, but we'll have gatherings where we'll get together. How's that sound? You know?
Sounds excellent.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds great.
It'll be awesome.
Now, I want to tell you something. Maria and I came up with something while we were together because I'm aware of the things she's talking about when she told me about it. But you know how they got cruise ships right on the ocean, right? And you know, a lot of groups get together on cruise ships, right? There's actually a cruise that's on a river that goes right through Hungary, and it goes, you know, but basically it's a cruise that goes through 5 countries, like in a week or something like that. So you're on a boat, and this is luxury. I mean, it's like silver platters and, stuff like that. Okay. It's like a luxury cruise on the river. You got like 5 countries you stop in on this cruise, and the price starts at $8,000 per ticket. Okay. To take this little trip, five places. So I'm thinking,
Sounds like a good trip for the whales.
well, I mean, we're going to have to do some sort of a contest or something, right? Most likely the whales will gobble it up. We know how the whales are, but yeah, I'm thinking it'd be nice to pull together, some of us to do that together. Because Maria and I were talking, it'd be great to go, but it would be more fun if we had a few more with us when we go, right? So, and we're already starting to talk about we got to do this next year, So just let you know where we're thinking. And, when I start thinking, things tend to happen. So, just keep that in mind. I do plan on coming to the U.S. And when I come to the U.S., I'll probably gather you guys from the 4 corners of the continental U.S. and bring you into Las Vegas, to just, it's a good place to meet, and, that could be a nice gathering when, just bring people in. And maybe have something like it's a combo deal. Like some people get, their ticket for free and others have to pay to get there. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how people perform, But that's kind of what I'm thinking too. But I do want to spend as much time as I can with whales. I do want to have a meeting in September. I'm thinking before the 15th of September. That where we're gonna have a meeting where only the whales are invited to the meeting. Okay. And in that meeting, we're going to talk about some very serious subjects about, jurisdiction, about, how we want to formalize what we're doing, and, put it into more of a concrete structure, That's be the topic of the meeting. And it'd be the first of many meetings where we gather the whales together. Just realize that we have different groups. The whales is, that'd be the smallest one. Then the next one is the co-founders, and then the next one is the partners, and then it's general membership after that. Okay. So you still have a great opportunity. Any one of you could become a whale. If you got $500, you could do it immediately. It'd take even less than that. Some of you are literally like $50 or $60 away from being a whale, and you haven't even looked up to check, see that you're that close. You buy a little bit more of a coin, and then boom, you're a whale. Then you're in the club. Okay. And it's a special club, it's a good one to be a part of. Ultimately, we got to have leadership here. We got to have, there just has to be structure. Nothing gets big unless there's like a skeletal structure that keeps it all together. Okay. All right, Casey, you got your hand up. Go ahead. From New Zealand. What's on your mind, dear?
I was just thinking about that contest. I was like, it's just stuck in my head. Like, how would that, or are you still like in the midst of thinking if you should do it or not?
Yeah. Well, I've also, at one point we were running a contest for the Philippines, but things kind of fell apart. But I didn't really get to the point where but that Philippine contest could come back, anytime, and we can bring that back. And, part of a Philippine contest, one of the things we would do for sure is go swimming with the whales, right? How about that?
Literal whales?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. These, I've done it in like, just maybe another 2 or 3 feet past the length of my arm is how close I was to a whale. And its eye is as big as my head. Okay. The eyeball. And I'm looking at the eye like it's that big, like, geez, you're big. But they're friendly. They don't eat you, I wouldn't want to be that close to something that eats you. Okay. So they're just really beautiful creatures. And, yeah, swimming, go to the Philippines and swim with the whales, and that you'll definitely have that experience. Some of you have never been on a helicopter ride. I take you on a helicopter ride. There's a little excursion on one of the islands, and I like to fly around the island on a helicopter. It's just one of the things you can do. There's lots of stuff. You know, how many of you, have, had a deep sea, thing on and like helmet and have been underwater with all the fish with a big giant glass thing, and you're 100 feet below the water with fishes all over the place, beautiful, colorful fish. How many of you like to experience that? Never have experienced. I mean, there's so many things you can do in the Philippines, and it's true what they say. That's the country slogan. It's more fun in the Philippines. Okay. So we got lots of contests and things we could do. Lots of opportunities to gather and group together. It's all different parts of the world. So it's all part of the agenda. It's going to happen. It will happen. All right. Anybody else? That's it. Good call. You guys enjoyed today's call?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes, very much so.
Even though I'm so jet lagged, I'm a little bit, I'm kind of feeling a little airy, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Just but it's just great. But believe it or not, right after this, I'm gonna go take a nap. So that's just how I feel.
That's a well-deserved nap.
Yeah, I know I got a lot of you to get back to on Telegram. I apologize. I'm just human. I got to go at my pace, But let me check one more time on the website. Maybe I got good news. Let me just check real quick. I was hoping it'd be all set. I was crossing my fingers, but it didn't work out this time. No. All right, but hey, you know what? Any minute now, you can just check the PMO website, and I plan on paying early. Okay, so maybe some of you want to join me on that and pay early. In fact, I think that. Oh, I just got a message. I just got your message. I'll take care of that before I go to sleep. Yeah, I got it. All right. I think that I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. Like I said, kind of airy right now. So, yeah. The theme today, again, cooperation and collaboration is going to help change the world faster than, the last man standing, okay, kind of idea. And so let's be in this to win it together, okay? Let's look out for all of us, right? Let's not be selfish.
Wala kang nalis ka pa. Ang grabe ka naman.
Oh, Nancy, you're unmuted.
I'm sorry, guys.
Joke. All right. So, yeah. All right, Hunter, you got your hand up?
Yeah, on the matter of you going to take a nap, if you need me to film for the next call and during the Crypto Cove call, I'm absolutely available to do that, and I have quite a few ideas. Just putting that out there.
All right. Yeah, Crypto Cove is really taking on a life of its own. I love it. Love the direction it's going.
Yeah.
Definitely see some products and services that you'll be able to put in our marketplace once we open that up. So I'm proud of you, man. How many of you are proud of Hunter?
Thank you.
How many join me on that? Are you proud of Hunter? I'm proud of Hunter.
I'm definitely proud of Hunter.
Of course.
Very proud. Very proud.
Guys.
Very proud of
Hunter.
Yes.
So very proud of you.
No, I'm all red.
Sure.
All right. That's it, guys. So let's go ahead and just say, let's just say, pull together, right? Like our theme song says, let's pull together. Okay, so everybody unmute and say, let's pull together.
Rise together.
Together.
Together. Rise together.
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 Yes.
Hello, everyone.